What's going on? What's going on? Facebook? What's going on? Rhinestones or us? Good morning. To some of you, it may be good afternoon. To some of you, it may be good evening. But I just want to come on here, chat with y'all for a bit. You know what I mean? All right, so I got a few things I want to talk about this morning. You know, a lot of people ask me, they're like, how much is your training? Do you offer training? How much is your training? And I'll be like, yeah, sure, I offer training, you know. But I say that to say this. Uh, if you've ever been to college, you know, or in some advanced high schools around the United States, they have what's called prerequisite. I believe I'm saying it right. Prerequisite courses. Like, you know what I mean? So if uh if you want to learn like algebra, the prerequisite before that is what I guess learning multiplication, learning division, learning, timetables. If you want to learn your timetables or whatever, the prerequisite before that is to learn how to do uh, addition and subtraction. You know what I mean? And the prerequisite before addition and subtraction is just learning how to count in general. You know what I mean? So first you learn the numbers, learn how to count, then you learn how to add and subtract those numbers together. Then you learn how to multiply those numbers together. Then you learn how to divide those numbers together. And then you learn, you know, uh, algebra, calculus, you know, all of that. There's levels to it. You know what I mean? So when I say I offer training classes, the prerequisite that I require everyone to have is basic computer knowledge, a basic computer understanding of, you know, Windows. Learn how to. You got to know Windows. You got to know, like, when I say go to the start, where it's the start at. If I ask you to pull up the task manager, things like that, you should already know. Like, you know what I mean? You should know where the keys are on your keyboard. Like, you know what I mean? So when I say that I offer classes, the prerequisite is for you to already be computer literate. Like, you know what I mean? Uh, and I'm not, throwing jabs or anybody or dissing anybody, but it's very difficult to train someone, and for them to have an understanding uh, of the software program if they don't understand. They're not computer literate. Like, you know what I mean? Like, if I tell you to hit the escape key, you should already know these things. So my classes are not uh, included with the basic computer classes. Like, you know what I mean? You pay a college, or you'll pay a school or whatever to learn those things. I'm not teaching that with my Corel Draw class and my Rhinestone class. Like, you know what I mean? Like, so it's difficult to. Is anybody here with me? Like, where's the comments at? Does anybody understand what I'm saying? Like, cause there's been people, you know, older people who are not too computer savvy at all. You know what I mean? And uh, they're in my inbox asking for training, or I've trained a few people already, and it's like you gotta have basic computer knowledge. Basic computer knowledge before even wanting to jump into the crafter game. There's people out there. I know there's people out there who definitely are fast learners. You know, who definitely pick up on things fast. You know, and they may have went out and bought themselves a cricket because somebody told them they needed to get a cricket, and then they bought this cricket and they like, they ain't tell me I needed a computer too. Like, you know what I mean? And then you go get the computer and you don't even know how to install the software for Cricut to. I mean, there's learning steps, and everybody has to start somewhere. So I'm not knocking anybody, but um, there's a lot of people, I guess, due to the pandemic, due to the loss of jobs, you know, they never ever even used a computer before, you know, and they're like, oh yeah, I saw this person online. They making money with their cricket. They doing shirts. They doing this. They doing that, and you know, they jump in this game and have never used a computer before. So that's deep because me personally, I'm 41 years of age, right? Uh, I took my first typing class, you know, just learning how to type uh, back in the 90s. You know what I'm saying? Uh, Windows, when Windows first came out, Internet Explorer, you know, I've been using computers all my life. Like, I went to school for computer programming and I went to school for computer networking, so I know computers. Like, you know, I can probably read and write code, you know, if I got back into it. You know what I mean? So when Windows went from XP to Vista, from Vista to 10, you know, no, Windows 7, and then 7.1, then 8, and then 8.1. I was there along with that. I know how to use uh, Microsoft Word, you know, Microsoft Office, you know. I can dibble and dabble a little bit in Excel. I know PowerPoint. Like, I know like my way in and out of the computer. If something was to happen to my computer, I know how to go into, you know, specific folders, like, you know what I mean, how to delete the temp folder, how to, you know, how to reinstall Windows, you know. Like, I'm not bragging. I'm just saying that to say you have to be computer literate. You know what I mean? You don't have to be super savvy, but you have to be computer literate if you want to grab a Cricut or a Silhouette, you know, a Brother Scan and Cut. You know, sure, um, some of them are easy, straight walkthroughs. You know, you can pick up off a basic tutorial and walk yourself through it. Like, you know what I mean? But it's people out there that see my work and they're like, "Ooh, do you offer training classes?" And I'd be like, "Yeah, I offer training classes." And then, upon actually conversing with this individual, I realized, like, oh, I'm going to be teaching them how to use their computer from scratch. Like, you know what I mean? And that's a little bit more. Like, you know what I mean? Like, so yes, I offer training classes. Yes, my training classes are only $50 per hour, but that's for you to learn Corel Draw. That's for you to learn Corel Draw, the Rhinestone Wizard. You know what I mean? And that stuff. Like, you know what I mean? But to actually like teach you like computer basics 101, like that's a whole separate class. Like, you know what I mean? That's a whole separate class. Hey, Lisa. Hey, my classes are definitely amazing, and you definitely pick up fast, Lisa. Like, Lisa is one of my students, so I can say she she picked it up fast. You know, she was off and running. You know, I had to slow her down a couple times where she was like, okay, now you do this, now you do this, but she's been working in the with computers. You know, she's been crafting already. She has multiple machines. She has more machines than I got. You know what I mean? And she know how to use those machines already. So, uh, but there's people out there, you know, who never had a crafting machine, never had a vinyl cutter, never, you know, they had a computer, but they were only watching Netflix here and there. You know what I mean? Browsing the internet, like so. So when I use Corel Draw now, I mean it just feels easy to me because I've been using it for 9 years now. When I use the Rhinestone Wizard, it just feels easy to me because I've been using it for so long. But when you first get started, you will want to already know something. You know what I mean? You will want to already know, like. But then again, I mean that's what the rhinestones are about. Like, you know what I mean, the rhinestones are about helping each other, helping people to figure out things and being able to uh, help someone in the most simplest way possible to understand the flow of things. But if you just grabbed a computer for the first time, I would not say utilize rhinestones or us for all your knowledge. Go out there, Google some stuff. You know what I mean? YouTube is your friend. Go out there and watch basic videos on your computer, your laptop. You know what I mean? Well, and things that you should know already. Like, you know what I mean? Like how to adjust printer settings. You know what I mean? How to um, create how to create text in design space. How to remove a background. You know what I mean? We're here to help. We're definitely here to help, but to to teach everyone everything, from scratch, there's different groups for that. You know what I mean? There's different groups if you want to actually learn how to become proficient at your computer. You know what I mean? What's going on, Chad? Good morning to you as well. I'm catching up on the comments here. Do you know you can do a trial version of Corel Draw? Yes, yes, you can do a trial version of both of them. And Lisa will tell you you can pretty much use those trials, until you're pretty comfortable. You know what I mean? Uh, you will have I guess the fear of how long will my trial last? How long will my trial last? But I mean, if you're pretty savvy, you know, if you think about it, the trials can last as long as you have emails. You know what I mean? Like you can have 900 emails and get 900 trials, but that's neither here nor there. Don't say don't tell nobody I got that information from me. I mean, but there's more than one way to skin a cat. You know what I mean? You can actually call the company. You know what I mean? Talk to somebody and say, hey, I downloaded this trial, but I haven't really had that much time to utilize this trial. Is it possible that I can get another free trial? And it depends on how savvy you are, or if you know how to talk to people. You can have that trial last for 6 months. You know what I mean? Uh, I've done it, so I can tell you that it works. But you got to be savvy enough. You got to know how to talk to people. You got to go on there. You got to call up Matt Vassallo in the rhinestone world, and say, hey, what's going on, Matt? Talk to him one on one, or whoever you're on the phone with. Talk to him one on one and say, hey, my name is Ray Jones. I love rhinestones. I'm a beginner crafter. I'm very new at this, and I don't even know how to use Corel Draw, the Rhinestone Wizard, or none of that. I've been watching the videos. I've been watching the training, and I'm not quite picking up on it as fast as I wanted to. Is there any way possible that I can get another free trial? And watch what happens. Watch what happens. Watch what happens. Hey, Lisa, I love you, baby girl. Hey, this is one of my moderators, y'all. Every time I go live, whether I go live on Facebook or whether I go live on YouTube, she's right there with me, you know, doing the things that I can't do at one time, you know. So she's in the chat, she's answering your questions. Tia is here as well, you know, in the chat, very attentive, answering your questions when I can't get to them, you know. What else? What else did I want to talk about this morning? Oh, you got No, I ain't gonna touch on that. That's kind of personal. That's kind of personal. Well, I guess I can. So last few days I was feeling ugh, you know, just like, oh, why do I feel like this? So I decided to take myself to the hospital. Come to find out, I am diabetic. So this is a very, very, very new journey for me. Uh, I definitely got to change the way I eat. You know, change the way I think about eating. You know what I mean? Definitely got to change my diet and my habits and whatnot. And yeah, but with that being said, you know, it definitely gave me a newfound look on my life and where I should go with it from here. You know, so I'm definitely uh, more. I feel more alive than ever now. You know, after receiving this information 2 days ago. You know, and yeah, hey. So my mom was diabetic. I believe my dad was diabetic as well. So it does run in the bloodline. But you know, I can definitely offset that. You know, I can definitely do some things to change my diet and my eating habits. Say no more eating at 1 a.m. in the morning. I know that's right, Lisa. Got to get all of that in check. But I lowered all the prices in my site to $6.99. You know, happy holiday season. You know, uh, I had a range of prices. You know, the range of prices basically go for the difficulty in that it took for me to design it, or the difficulty that it took for me to create said template. You know, so um, most of my templates lately have been rhinestones, sublimation, and vinyl. You know what I mean? So you can use the sublimation and rhinestones, or you can use the vinyl and rhinestones, or you can use the sublimation, vinyl, and rhinestones. And all of the design files are included in the the item. You know, so if you go on my Etsy and you see a design, go to the design description and it will let you know whether it's rhinestones by themselves, sublimation rhinestones, or sublimation vinyl and rhinestones. So that's where I was leveling the prices out, you know, based on how big was the design, you know, how many rhinestones will be needed, you know, how popular it may have been. You know, I was basing the prices, you know, on, you know, I felt like some designs were more exclusive than other designs. So those designs were $15, $20. Like, you know what I mean? Uh, but for the holiday season, and I'm not quite sure how long I'll leave the prices as is. But for right now, everything on the site is only $6.99. So go on there and grab it while you know I'm feeling generous. But there's new designs coming, and if y'all go on Etsy and y'all just compare my designs to other designs, you know, you will see the quality in the work. You will see the attention to detail. You will see, you know, how and why they stand out and why they look different than other people's designs, and that's really why they were priced as such. So the prices will definitely go back up. I may even uh, go higher on the prices because I feel that they are that much more exclusive, which should garner a higher value on my end and a higher resale value for those people that decide to purchase the templates and actually make the shirts. You know what I mean? You can't go on there and purchase a premium rhinestone template, you know what I mean? And then use subpar materials to create the shirt because then it's gonna look cheap. You know what I mean? If you go on there and purchase a premium template, like you know what I mean, you want to use premium stones and you want to use premium apparel, like so. You ain't don't be out there putting the designs on the cheap shirts, and then when people wash them, the shirts fall apart because they were cheaply made. No. So if I put a design on there like my Tupac design, my Nipsey designs, like I sell those shirts for $120 or better. Like you know what I mean? The actual shirt that I created using that design, I sell the actual shirt for over $100. You can't walk into a retail store or a boutique and get a shirt like that with 5,000 stones, like you know what I mean, for less than $80. Like you know what I'm saying? Like sure enough, you can go to City Trends, you can go to Gabe's, Burlington Coat Factory, or whatever, and stumble across little cheaply made rhinestone shirts, like you know what I mean. But the premium shows all the way, from the foundation of the design, you know. So go check out my Etsy shop. You know, if you haven't done so already, I'm like, how do I? Oh, I can. I can just drop the link right here. Boom. As y'all know, I don't go live too often, so I'm still working out the kinks. Here we go, right here. Go check out my Etsy shop. All the templates right now are only $6.99. Grab a few. Make a few shirts. Make 1,000 shirts. Make 1,000,000 shirts. You know, uh, I don't want to sound like do it now. Do it now. Uh, please don't hesitate. Uh, how they be like? They be like limited supplies only. Call right now. Don't miss your chance on a great opportunity. Hey y'all, I'm out.